Hey, what's up, guys? I am Bystanders. I am your friendly neighborhood Yu-Gi-Oh superhero. Although I'm probably not going to be Konami's friendly neighborhood superhero today. That's all right. I am a superhero for the people, not for corporations. Anyway, I want to remind you guys that we have merch now. Check out the Teespring link in the description below. We've got masks, t-shirts, stickers, all that good stuff. Let everybody know you're a trickster and that you're part of my crew. Anyway, let's get into this video. So the one thing that I want to go ahead and preface this before we get into it is, look, I'm going to give Konami kudos when they deserve it, and I'm also going to call out their bullshit when they deserve it too. I'm going to be fair about it, because there are some things on the list that were not fair. You guys are seeing some cards, and we're going to discuss these cards here in a minute. But before we get into that, like I said, I want to go ahead and give them some kudos. Look, there were cards that they upped in numbers that should have been upped in numbers a long time ago. ABC Dragon Buster, the Burning Abyss cards, Tour Guide, Harpy's Feather Duster. These cards should have been in the game. The Monarch Draw Spell, I can't remember its name, should have been in the game a long time ago. And I go into further detail on all of this that I'm going to be discussing in this video on Bystanders channel. He's got a video that's going to be either coming out soon or has already come out as of recording this video. I don't know yet. So I'm going to keep a link in the description to his channel, because you guys are going to want to watch that, and because we discussed the ban list as a whole, pretty much from top to bottom, its entire effect. I'm talking about where Konami messed up, and in this video. So make sure you check out Bystander's video. We're going to go in far more detail. All right. That being said, let's go ahead and talk about the elephant in the room here. All right, first things first is I want to go ahead and say this. Konami messed up by limiting Called by the Grave. Now, I've already heard some arguments saying that, oh yeah, this card is supposed to go. It gets rid of the unskilled players or the players using it as a crutch. Wrong. What basically getting rid of this card does, or limiting this card so it's not as likely to see play in the first place, because why would you play it at 1 anyway? It's just, you're not going to play this card at 1. I think that they might as well have just banned it, because I don't think anyone will even bother. Unless they just need to fill a slot in their deck. But the point is this card's being used to sell these 3 cards. The reason why I included Forbidden Droplets is because it's a disruption card. And that's kind of what Called by the Grave is too. So they serve the same, they don't serve the same role, if you will, but they are effectually in the same category. But it's going to be more to sell these 2 cards. Cross-out Designator and 3 Tactics Talent. Or triple Tactics Talent, whatever. The point is that these 2 cards, this card isn't here yet. I think that it's probably going to be coming soon, and that's why this card is being hit, because these are basically the anti-hand trap spells, and it's also to get you to buy packs so you can get the triple Tactics Talent, which is going for like $100 last I saw, or something like ridiculous like that. And Called by the Grave is like $1 card. So basically what it is this is a Konami cash grab. Called by the Grave was not a problematic card in the game. In fact, Called by the Grave's role in the game was to serve as an equalizer to hand traps, which are already, as I've discussed in many a video before, something that I view, certain hand traps I view to be something that is far too, we're going in the wrong direction there, in my opinion on that. And I stand by that. I absolutely think that there are certain hand traps that go too far, and Konami obviously isn't going to listen to me on that, but the point is Called by the Grave was kind of the equalizer to that, especially cards like Ash Blossom, which is an example of a card I think goes too far because it stops too many different things. But I digress. The point is, Called by the Grave was a card that equalized that, and this was really, like I said, all about money. This had nothing to do with the health of the game. In fact, Called by the Grave was even seeing a decline in play anyway, without the ban list coming. Because I mean, I haven't played this. I played this maybe in Dinosaurs. I don't know, as an outside hand traps, even though I don't really need it because I have Miscellaneousaurus. But point being, I have to acknowledge, even as a dinosaur player, that this card was a healthy card in the game, and Konami messed up. Then now they won't think they messed up. They're like, money, 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 because there's some greedy people over there. But and I'll call that out when I see it. But the point is that yeah, this was really just to sell this card, and that is bullshit, Konami. I see you, you greedy SOBs. Anyway, next one. Next thing that's also a big problem with this damn list is that they kicked a problem card down the road, and they also made themselves look stupid because they've already said previously that they wanted to start lowering the number of cards on the list. And I see some cards here that need to go on the list that could let a few, a lot more cards off. And that's this SOB. Look, they've already made their money. They've sold their product. They don't have an excuse anymore. I'm sorry, Konami doesn't. And to say otherwise is to not be paying attention. These two cards were the problem. Not Jet Synchron, not Mecha Phantom Beast O-Lion. Really, when was the last time you saw a Mecha Phantom Beast or even a Synchron deck do a damn thing? And no. In fact, with this card gone now, even if these cards were here and these cards got hit, an Ash Blossom would stop the deck that would primarily use this. And these cards all got preemptively hit to stop this. So it's looking to me like we have one or two problematic cards that are causing to have like at least 5 cards that I can tell that were causing problems. So it looks to me that these 5 aren't the issue here. It's these 2 motherfuckers. Oh, God. So yeah, I'm calling it out. Konami's wrong. They should have just go ahead and hit Halka Fibrax. Or Halka Needle Fiber. They should have just hit Needle Fiber and Link Cross and let these cards come back. Because this was the problem. It's very frustrating, especially as a budget player, that there are cards that get hit that kind of like allow other decks to play, just to play the game. I don't even mean like winning all the time. I mean just to make plays. And those cards get hit because Konami's too stupid to actually hit the problem. And I am going to go ahead and say it. Whoever made the ban list, or who's making these decisions, I'm calling you stupid. And I hope you're offended. I truly do. Come at me, bro. Anyway. The next thing on the list is the cards that probably should have been touched but weren't even bothered to be looked at. Mystic Mine. This card isn't used for anything that is a actual deck. This is used in Degeneracy. This thing is used to power card decks like Exodia, Burn, Final Countdown. They're not fun to play against. In fact, their whole role in the decks that play Mystic Mine is to make it to where nobody's actually playing Yu-Gi-Oh! That's a problem. I think Mystic Mine should have gone to 1, and it should have gone along to 1 a long time ago. Now I know you guys are like, but the Megatins. I don't care. Mystic Mine would still be a card that's still going to see play even at 1, so the Megatins aren't an excuse. And the Megatins this year were crap, but that's a whole nother conversation for another day. The other cards that probably need to be touched in some form or fashion are Calamities and Utopiczexel. Now, the Zexel stuff, you could say, well, then what are they going to do with the new Zexel support they do? That's an OTK engine still, so excuses. This card, and the only reason that I can think of is, again, the reason why these cards didn't get touched is because they're still selling Forbidden Droplets. So it has nothing to do with the health of the game. It's all about, yeah, let's just call it a spade here. And then, of course, we're going to discuss the engine of cards that probably needed to be hit and should have been hit, but they won't be hit for a long time. And the point of this video is to point this out to you guys that, yeah, be prepared to play against this for a long time, because the only thing that they've done really is they stopped Adamancipator. That's really it. And I still think Adamancipators are still going to be a meta deck. They're just going to shift strategy in some direction or another. That being said, the Verte Anaconda, Red Eyes Fusion, and Dragoon are the big behemoth in the room, and these cards should have been hit. Now, one of the things that I want to point this out is this is a should have, not that they would argument. All right, a lot of people that I've seen, other tubers, talk about it, and they poke fun at people like me who think that this card should, and the engine that facilitates it should have been hit, is they say they always talk about it from the perspective of Konami. Will Konami actually do it? When the argument isn't about whether Konami will do it, but whether they should do it. And these are two separate conversations. Look, we all know Konami's not going to hit this card, and they're not going to hit it for a long time. We won't I wouldn't even be shocked if they don't even hit it in the early stages of 2021's Yu-Gi-Oh! Cycle. I honestly feel that way. I don't think they're going to touch the Red Eyes engine at all for a long time. So be prepared. You're going to be seeing a lot of it for a while. And even when they start to hit it, I think they're going to mess up, and they're going to go a completely different route. Like, they're not going to even look at the engine that facilitates this card at all. That's honestly how I feel about it. Konami has been messing up as far as the ban list for a while, and usually I'm just kind of like about it, but this time I just decided to point out, yeah, this was very blatant. Usually Konami is at least smart enough to go, okay, yes, we have to make money, but we also have to think about the health of the game, and they kind of usually, and not ever, obviously it's not every list, but most lists, it's very much a half and half kind of thing. With this list, it felt very blatant. It was very much more about money and less about the health of the game, and that's the way I'm looking at it. I think it's utter dog shit. I think they should have hit Dragoon in some form or fashion. Not saying that they would. Again, I know which tubers are out there that might see this and go, oh, here we go, another person complaining about Dragoon. It's a problem. And if you disagree, you're wrong. Sorry. You're just wrong. Can't convince me otherwise. And that's the truth. We knew Konami wasn't going to hit it. That's not the issue here. It's not about will. It's about whether they should. All right? Different conversation. That being said, you're going to have to put up with this card for a while. And by the way, you should check out my video on getting rid of this card. I know it's a bit long. I know. But it basically covers all of your options. And most of them are budget, to be honest. So, that being said, that's why I said that I felt very 50-50 about this list. Yes, Konami let cards off the list that should have come off a long time ago. But that's why I'm also still 50-50 about it, because a lot of these cards should have come back a while. Like, they should have been back like a year ago. And the fact that they weren't is, frankly, just laziness on Konami's part. That's how I feel about it, and that's why I don't like this list at all. I think that Konami is just kicking problems down the road or going for cash grabs. This really has nothing to do with the health of the game or the fairness of the game, and that for me is an issue. If I was to give this list a grade of A, B, C, or D, this was a solid D list. D list ban list. I'll say it. So anyway, guys. I'm your friendly neighborhood Yu-Gi-Oh! Superhero, Ben 2000 YGO. Maybe if you're new here, consider subscribing. If you want to add anything to the list, to the conversation that maybe I forgot, maybe go ahead and put that in the comments below. That's all I have to say about this. This list is kind of meh, and it's kind of dog crap to me. Yeah. So anyway, leave your thoughts in the comments below, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.